Hi, my name is Stewie, and this is my little brother Euan, or as I like to call him, Euan. Anyways, during the summer, we took our battered old kayaks, kayaked out to an island, and this would be his first camping trip. This involved his first tent pitch, first campfire, and first campfire meal. But with that out of the way, it was time to up the ante. As a form of last adventure before he had to head back to school, we decided we would bike pack the first half of the Sligo Way, an 86-kilometre national waymarked trail of Ireland.
Gotta get your stretch on.
What's up? So we're about to go cycle the Sligo Way. Well, half of it with this fella, my wee brother.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna walk the rest of the way. And yeah, off we go.
We're on a journey. Alright boys, we're going to go off. We're going to go hunt some ghosts, find a ogre, some troll. Come out, you troll. How do we get it?
He loves abandoned buildings, like obsesses over them. Look at him go. It reminds me when I was a young lad, you know. So we are currently at Lough Talt right now, and we're just trying to keep moving. This is probably the most I'm going to film here because the midges, which is basically the Irish mosquito, is the worst I've ever seen them in my life. My entire bag is just covered with them. My shin was just black with midges when I stopped for 1 minute just to set up a shot. It's ridiculous. Like, they are an unstoppable force. And I mean, I've seen midges bad before, but without doubt this is the worst I have seen midges in my life. You just stop for a second and they're just, you're just covered in them. Hey, so it is editing Stu from the future here. I thought I would give a brief reflection on our first day bikepacking along the Sligo Way. We started pretty late in that day, so I would call it a half day of bikepacking. And in all honesty, it was not my most favoured trekking experience I have had thus far. Mainly being because of the midges, which I mentioned earlier, the Irish mosquito. They were out in absolute force, and I've never seen anything like it in my entire life.
Can you see the midges?
Yeah, I can see them now.
Oh my god! There's so many! Can you see them? Holy fuck.
The landscape and the weather conditions that day really facilitated for them to be out, and that is bogland, absolutely no wind whatsoever, and two pools of standing still water, two rather large pools of standing still water in the form of Lough and Lough Talt. The entire day we were travelling along looking for somewhere to stop and take a bite to eat, but it really wasn't an option. We had to keep motoring on, and it was definitely a run and gun style of shooting. We were lucky that we were on the bikes because cycling pace meant that we could really keep ahead of the midges. However, if you were hiking that section of the trail on that day, I believe that a hiking pace would not have been fast enough to keep ahead of the little buggers. Anyways, regardless, I would suggest for you to bikepack that section of the trail, as it is mostly what would be road walking, which would be very sore underfoot, and it's these large expansive views that, you know, it is a beautiful landscape, but it's that desolate, windswept kind of beauty, and you'll be looking at the same view for what I'm guessing would be an hour every time, because these are long stretches of road. So I would suggest to bikepack that part of the trail, and there is definitely no section of the trail that it would cause a problem to travel by bike. We pitched camp about 22.5 kilometers along the trail that evening. It was getting dark, so we had to stop somewhere, and that was on King's Mountain. There's a windmill farm there. You would have seen some shots of the windmills. And we pitched camp just in time for blue hour, which is the hour after the sun dips below the horizon. And really, it wasn't until the next morning that we could actually fully appreciate where we had camped the night before. It really was, in hindsight, actually one of the coolest campsites that I've ever stayed at before.
We just came all the way down from those windmills behind the mountain there on the bikes, all downhill. I just couldn't film it, but what an exhilarating adrenaline rush.
From our campsite at King's Mountain, we headed to Ladies Brae, and at Ladies Brae we diverged off the trail for a minute to check out Lough Talt, which is said to be the youngest lake in Ireland, formed in 1490 by a rather large earthquake, which is pretty cool. Ladies Bray, we would head on to Coolani. Coolani is the first town that you'll encounter along the Sligo Way if you approach it from the side of Lough Talt. This is about 40 kilometers along the trail, so do bear in mind that if you start from Lough Talt, that you won't encounter any town or means to, I guess, resupply for the first 40 kilometers, so you'll have to pack food out for that. And we stopped by the river there, just on the side of the town, to eat some lunch, recharge, and from there we would head on to Coolani. This is a further 15 kilometers. And that's where we would finish up for the evening. We would get picked up, head home, and the next day I would complete the rest of the trail by foot with 2 close friends of mine. So, if you guys enjoyed this video, please do like and subscribe, and please stay tuned for part 2 of the Sligo Way, which is a section of the trail also known as the Sligo Camino. Thank you for watching, and peace.